The Late Devonian period spanned from around 358 to 382 million years ago and was an age of great diversity of life on Earth. This time period saw the appearance of the first true forests, dominated by the tree-like plant Archaeopteris. Also of note is the appearance of the first basal tetrapods, like the amphibious Ichthyostega. Despite these important landmarks in the colonization of terrestrial habitats, much of Late Devonian life was still restricted to the oceans. Here, fish reached unprecedented levels of diversity, with one group, the placoderms, dominating nearly every aquatic environment. Dunkleosteus turelli was a fearsome predator from this time period, and was the largest of all placoderms. The most well-known of the Dunkleosteus genus, this fish could grow to as long as 8.79 meters and weighed an impressive 4,000 kilograms. This huge size allowed for this species to become one of the first true apex predators on the planet. Like other placoderms, Dunkleosteus was protected by armored plates which covered its head and thorax. These plates may have made Dunkleosteus a relatively slow, albeit powerful swimmer. Rather than teeth, this Devonian predator possessed two pairs of sharpened bony plates which formed a beak-like structure. When opened and closed, the jaws of Dunkleosteus would shear against one another, causing them to self-sharpen. This fish had a complex mechanism which allowed it to open its jaws in only 20 milliseconds. The high speed of this action would create a suction that drew prey towards Dunkleosteus's mouth. Modern suction-feeding fish like groupers and sculpin engage in comparable behavior today. On top of their tremendous speed, Dunkleosteus's jaws could generate an enormous biting force. Researchers have hypothesized that large individuals could close their jaws with a force of 7,400 newtons at the slicing edge. The bite of a large Dunkleosteus was therefore strong enough to pierce the armor of any creature alive in the Devonian waters. This implies that other armored placoderms and ammonites were possible prey items for the giant fish. The presence of semi-digested remains of other fish found with the fossils of Dunkleosteus further supports this theory. Additionally, puncture and scrape marks on some specimens' armor seem to have been made by larger Dunkleosteus, suggesting that this species may have even predated upon each other. Aside from a few rare cases in which vertebrae or pectoral fins have been preserved, Dunkleosteus is known only from the bony plates which surround its head and thorax. Because of this, accurate reconstructions of this species' body have been difficult to produce. Some depictions assume that Dunkleosteus had a body shape much like that of Cocosteus, a much smaller placoderm with similar armor plates. However, this species inhabited freshwater ecosystems and therefore had a very different mode of life than the oceanic Dunkleosteus. More recent reconstructions take into account this species' pelagic lifestyle and give Dunkleosteus a more shark-like morphology. This imposing fish was unable to survive the Late Devonian extinction event, an interval of time where around 80% of all species died out. This extinction event primarily impacted marine organisms, and by its end, all placoderms had vanished. Its cause is still unknown, but leading hypotheses include changing sea levels and ocean anoxia caused by volcanism or global cooling. This event put an end to the so-called Age of Fishes, A period of time where even among incredible diversity, Dunkleosteus stood out.